Hi, good afternoon. Today we are here with Wendy with Palm Beach Quote Insurance. Hi, Wendy. Thanks for joining us and giving us the time to talk to us about insurance. There are a lot of questions that myself have. I'm sure a lot of people out there have questions about insurance. First of all, let's start off with insurance. Were you born into the insurance world, or how did you get into insurance?
Married into it.
You married into insurance. I see.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't start. I knew nothing about it, growing up, and I happened to marry somebody who grew up with insurance, and then I had a few career choices that I went through, and then it kind of turned out that I went ahead, got my license, joined him when he became an Allstate agent in 1990.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I got my license and joined him, and then we went independent agent route in 1999.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
so
You guys have been on this for a while now.
Yeah, I'm over 30 years.
Yeah, that's great. So you guys should know everything there is about insurance, right?
I try to, yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, we've got a couple of questions that I know a lot of people want to know.
Okay.
First of all, is in today's world, how are you guys managing with the situations going on with insurance? Do you guys see people, or do you do everything usually remotely?
No, remotely. We have done remotely for a long time. It kind of seems like that's the route people wanted to go anyway, even before this happened.
Okay.
So with email and texting, and of course regular phone, and it just e-sign seems to be the way. And it just was not a big change for us, because that's the way we've been doing it for a while anyway.
Okay, cool. So you guys are used to this, but did you see any drop in new insurance from like new home purchases or anything
Since COVID, you mean?
Yes.
No.
No,
Actually,
people are buying out there, aren't they?
Yeah, they're still buying, still wanting quotes. A lot of people looking to change their insurance now. So yeah, we've been really busy.
Oh, well, that's awesome. That's really good news.
Yeah.
So how does home insurance work when somebody wants to get, just say as a new home buyer, looking to get a quote for insurance? I know a lot of times they probably don't get it themselves. Either the bank assists them or somebody like that. What should a new homeowner look for in insurance?
What you mean, like when they want to get a quote?
Yeah, what's the main thing they should be looking for to protect themselves? I know insurance has a lot of stuff that could be very scary and unknown. They want to make sure they cover their house. What is the difference? Because I understand there's like actual cost or replacement.
Actual cash value.
Yeah, something.
Right. Well, okay, here's the thing. First, you want to make sure you're with a good company.
Mm-hmm.
That's the foremost thing.
Okay.
You got a good company behind you. That you're halfway there. But first, you have your structure value. So you purchase a home, and we come up with a value on what we think it's going to take to rebuild that home.
Okay.
So that's how that works. That's based on zip code, age of home, construction of home, and it goes into details, bathrooms and garages, and if there's a pool.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of thing is all calculated to come up with a value. Then you have your contents coverage.
Okay.
Contents is usually a certain percentage based off what we insure the dwelling amount for. That's how we come up with that. Now, what you were saying is there's two types of coverage you can get with contents.
Yes.
There's replacement cost, which is what we like to call old for new, and actual cash value, old for old. And what I mean by that is you have your contents, something happens, fire, hurricane, theft. You want to replace that item for what it's worth at today's value.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you take the actual cash value route, what it is, let's say at basement bargain price, value.
Okay.
So it's cheaper to get it that way, and that seems to be the route a lot of people are going, but you want to make sure what kind of contents do you have. Did you just go buy a brand new bedroom suite, or a house full of new furniture, or is it stuff that's been around for 30 years and you're like, yeah, I really don't care, I just want some content coverage. If I get anything for it, I'm happy. So it
Okay.
just depends what route you go, and it's a real personal choice on that.
Now, say somebody, like you said, buys a new house, gets all new furniture, top of the line TV, stereo systems, things like that. What should they, and say they want to get replacement value? And say, what do they need to show proof that this TV was not a $200 TV, but in fact it was like a $3,000 TV?
Right.
Do they need to have receipts? What do they need?
The best thing I would say, if you can keep your receipts, fine. That's a good thing to do. But a lot of people say, I threw that stuff away years ago or last year. I don't know where it is. So I know what I did, especially when the hurricanes came around last year, is I went through my entire house with my phone and I took a little video of each room and went up close to, let's say, the TV or my bedroom set or whatever, so you could see what it is. So it's not just word of mouth, it's proof. So if you don't have those receipts, a video, even if you write everything down, so you have somewhat of an idea, photos.
Okay.
With everybody has a smartphone now, so it's really easy to go room by room and take pictures.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Now, you mentioned hurricane. We are in the hurricane season. I've noticed, as far as title is concerned, when a hurricane's out there and they say it's in the square or it's in the box.
Yes.
What does that mean to homeowners and to us and to insurance in general?
Well, okay, first of all, the box is latitude and longitude, because people hear box, but what is actually box?
Yes.
And companies use latitude and longitude to decide when they're going to stop writing insurance.
Okay.
And this time of year is probably not your best time of year to shop. Now, if you happen to be closing on a home, it is
You don't
what
have
it
no
is.
choice. Yeah.
Right. But if you're going to shop your homeowners, you're best to do it outside that time, because it's more difficult. And as hurricanes start to get into that box, companies stop writing. So not only that, companies tighten up this time of year, so it makes it a little harder to do the shopping for somebody. So it's best when it's outside the hurricane season.
Okay. But now, when it comes to a hurricane, I noticed the insurance deductible. I noticed, at least in my policy, you got two different deductibles. You got hurricane deductible and regular deductible.
Correct.
What's the difference?
Well, hurricane deductible, it would be the deductible for hurricane, sometimes wind. So that if you have a loss, that's how they calculate what your portion of the loss would be.
Okay.
The other deductible will be everything else, usually fire, theft, lightning, anything else but hurricane.
Okay. Now, if someone was to purchase a house, got their insurance, you guys give them a quote based on the information collected, and within the year, they've added additional things to their home. For example, they put in a pool, they put in the screen lanai, they put in a solar panel system, the solar, whatever they are. Does the insurance automatically cover these items, or do you have to add them to your policy?
The best thing to do, and a lot of people do buy pools, we have to recalculate the estimated value for the structure. Usually the pool and the screen enclosures, if they are extended over, if they're not under the roof line and they extend what we call like a bird cage, we need to make sure that they do have screen coverage, because some companies cover it automatically, but some do not. So you need to make sure with your agent, does their company cover that screen enclosure? Sometimes, usually if it's under the roof, if the roof of the home covers the screen, it does not extend, that's usually covered under the homeowner's insurance, so you don't need to add for that. But pools, if the pool is touching the home via a deck,
Okay.
it's covered under the home, but we have to include that in the value of the home. So if originally we calculated it 200,000, when you add the pool, it might be 220,000. Not only that, we need to tell the company that they did get a pool so that they know it's there if there is a loss. But number two, for liability purposes, because if there is the claim,
Yeah.
someone, breaks their leg or,
Okay.
whatever, drowns, God forbid, the company knows that that insured did indeed have a pool. So it's really important. You want to tell your agent about that.
Okay. Okay. So whoever gets a pool after they get insurance, they want to make sure the insurance company, they speak to the insurance company to make sure that the screen enclosure is automatically covered, or they have to add it and make
Correct.
sure they add the insurance itself. Now, what about the solar panels? Is that automatic coverage, or do you have to add that?
I've had a couple people with solar panels. One company said, that's fine, just, I'm glad you told us, we'll notate it. And the other one said, we need to recalculate. So it
Okay.
just depends. I have not had that situation a lot. I think that's something new because there's roofs now that have like these solar panel roofs kind of thing. So I think this is something that's probably going to be happening more and more.
Yeah, because I'm seeing a lot of that in my closings where people have gotten solar panels and of course financed them and things like that. So I'm seeing a lot more of that.
Now, one thing
happening.
I just so you, I did run into a company that will not cover solar panels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
What company is that? So maybe people might know.
recently, I don't remember, but this was a
Okay.
couple weeks ago. But they said we don't cover it. You'll have to rewrite it. And
Oh,
I
wow.
did. Yeah. So I rewrote the
Okay.
policy.
Okay. Okay. Now you said just a few minutes ago that they choose a good insurance company.
Correct.
Do you have names of good, I mean, because there's insurance companies out there, everybody knows the main common ones, Citizens, and things like that. What is a good insurance company, in your opinion?
A good insurance company is with an A rating. It could be Demotech, because most of them are Demotech rated now. AM Best was like your gold standard of rating insurance companies, but not a lot of the Florida companies are not AM Best rated. So Demotech is going to be what you look for, and you want an A-rated Demotech company.
A-rated Demotech. Okay, and you can just call whoever your insurance company is and ask them what they're rated for Demotech.
You can also look online if you just pull up demotech.com.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll give you all the ratings of all the insurance companies.
Oh, wow, that's good information there. Okay, okay. And then say somebody wants to go shopping around to see better insurance coverage. When do you recommend that they do that if they have it financed into their loan, their payments?
If they want to change companies?
Yeah, when do you recommend they do that? Should they do that anytime or before
Anytime.
they use?
Any time is fine. It's just that during hurricane season, it can be a little tougher.
Okay.
So outside of hurricane season, but if they want to shop it during hurricane season, that's fine. We can always take the info, hold off till we know, different companies will open or
Okay.
have more capacity. So anytime is fine. And,
Okay.
we can
Now
look
what?
at the policy.
Let's move from homeowners insurance now to flood insurance. I know a lot of people have questions about flood insurance and requirements. So what all do people, I mean, if a property falls in a flood zone, I've heard of flood zone X, which means you don't need insurance.
X, B, and C.
X,
Not
B, and C.
required. Now, I'm never going to say you don't need it, because that's, people always say, do I need it? There's no such thing as a need or not need. That just means that you're not going to be required if you have a loan to get flood. If you're in an A zone, those are your higher risk zones. Mortgage companies, if you have one, are going to require it. And then there's VE zones, which are, barrier islands, and it gets complicated, but generally it's a good idea to have flood. I know a lot of people say I don't need it. Again, the word need is one of those things that I say if you're in an X zone, B zone, C zone, and you're in a community, watch to see what happens when it rains. If you notice puddling, or like you're on a lake and the water is creeping up to your home after 3 days of rain, you might want to consider flood insurance.
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
because you just
Yeah.
never know. I've seen it. I've lived here a long time, and I've seen in my development that I used to live in, we had to take a canoe out our front door, and that's
Oh,
no lie.
wow.
I've seen that
Wow.
twice.
Yeah.
Had it
Now,
rained another day, it would have flooded every home.
now, to obtain flood insurance, I hear that they need to have an elevation certificate. Why?
Well, the elevation cert tells you the elevation of your home versus the elevation of the land, and they come up with a difference.
Okay.
And that difference is what calculates the rate.
Oh, okay.
That's how it works. Yeah. Now that's if you're in an A zone. B, C, and X, you don't need one.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
some,
I've seen an A, I've seen a E. What is
yeah,
E?
same thing. It's
Okay.
just it's A through A1 through A. If it goes to A30, and then you have AE, it's all the same thing.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
just how they how they calculate that zone, but it's the
Okay.
same thing.
Okay. Okay. What else do people need to look out for? I mean, what do you recommend? Because I know, like I said, a lot of people probably get the basic insurance because they don't know about insurance. What, as an insurance agent, do you feel people need to know and should get coverage for?
I like people to have flood. Now that you just, we're talking about flood, I think it's a
Mm-hmm.
good thing. But I get it when people say, "Well, I'm not in a zone and I don't, it's just another bill." I get that, but it's a good thing to have. On the homeowner's policy, you were talking about replacement cost contents. Unfortunately, what's happening now is a lot of agents just give people a quote without it, and they don't explain it. So people don't even know they don't have replacement cost on contents. They really
Yes.
need to make sure, am I getting it? Am I not getting it? Do I need it? Do I want it? Because I've seen quote after quote where people compare to the policies they have, and they're like, well, it's so much lower. And
Mm-hmm.
I go, well, they're not quoting your replacement cost on contents. Oh, I had no idea, because usually agents don't bring that up, and
Exactly.
I do. And it's
Okay.
important to do that because a person doesn't know. Another thing is liability coverage. 300,000 should be the minimum for liability on a policy. The difference between 100,000 and 300,000 is like $20. There's
Oh,
no
wow.
reason someone should have yeah, there's no reason someone should have 100,000 liability in today's climate. Now,
Okay.
citizens unfortunately will only give 100,000, so that's
Oh,
the
okay.
max.
Okay.
Yeah. So if look for that. Don't look for deductibles. Although I know I've seen a lot of agents quote high deductibles, and the person has no clue. Look
Mm-hmm.
for that. Um, make sure make sure you're getting the right type of policy.
Okay.
I
Okay.
know people with homeowners, a lot of agents are quoting dwelling fire policies, which are not as good comprehensive coverage as a homeowner policy, and they don't even know it. So
What
make
do you
sure you're
mean by
getting,
dwelling?
well, there are different types of policies. There's homeowner HO3 policies, and then there's dwelling fire policies, it's usually for a policy for someone that rents out a home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and unfortunately, some agents are doing those type of policies because they're cheaper, and the coverage is very basic with what we used to call fire policies. So it doesn't cover a
Okay.
whole lot, and you're not getting the comprehensive coverage like you are on an HO3 homeowner policy.
Okay.
So be real careful with
So,
that.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff people don't know. I mean, me myself, I'm gonna have to run home and see what I have now. Um, can someone give you guys a call, and would you be able to review their policy and see what?
I will do that for anyone. I actually love doing it. I love comparing and seeing what they have.
Yeah.
If someone is good where they're at, I'm going to tell them, you're good where
Okay.
you're at. Stay where
Okay.
you are. You got amazing coverage.
Okay.
If not,
Okay.
I'm going to say, listen, do you know you're not getting this, and this? And you probably don't even know you don't have it. So let me
Mhm.
tell you what it would be with it. Let's, get a
Well,
proper
I'm
quote.
definitely, my insurance is up for renewal, and I received my renewal form, so I'm definitely going to send it to you if you have a moment to review that.
I would
Um,
love that.
Now, questions like more into contents, because a lot of, like you said, the homeowners, they want to know not only will the house get rebuilt, but everything they have in it now. They usually, like you said, take a video of your furniture, of your TVs and things like that. Now, if you have expensive stuff, jewelry, do you have to have a separate like insurance writer for that?
Yes.
paintings, expensive paintings, things like that. What do you think?
Yes, most homeowner policies, and I don't want to quote because there's a million different policies out there,
Mhm.
but they'll only cover you, let's just say 1,000 for jewelry, watches, and furs for
Oh,
theft only theft. And what
oh,
happens with a lot of jewelry, let's say diamond rings, is stones go missing. And
yeah.
missing stones is not covered on a homeowner policy.
Oh,
Yeah, if your ring
oh.
got stolen,
Mhm.
that's different. But remember, you're
Oh,
subject to the deductible. So you want to, if you have an expensive item, ring,
okay,
let's say, get it appraised. We usually have to have appraisals within 5 years, and we can
okay,
usually add it to the home policy. And
okay,
if you have a house full of artwork, we can do what's called a floater, which is a
okay.
special policy for artwork and things like that. So it's separate from your homeowner. Some companies add it to the policy, some do not. So
Okay.
everyone is different. You just have to see who you're with and how it's going to be covered. But yeah, people assume jewelry's covered and it's not.
And it's
Not
not.
like they would think it is.
Okay, okay, wonderful. Also, I know I've heard and I've seen, do you guys handle anything about lender covered, like just a lender policy where the homeowners have lapse and the owners never renew their insurance, so the lender put a forced place? Do you know anything about that? And does that cover the homeowners in any shape or form?
Well, force-placed insurance is only covering the bank's interest. It's only covering the structure for what, if something happened, the bank's covered. It does not cover your contents. It does not cover anything personal. It doesn't cover liability. It only covers the bank's interest.
So
So
nobody
if you
wants
just,
their homeowners to ever lapse because they'll lose, if something was to happen, all their
correct,
belongings.
correct, yeah, if it's
Okay,
force-placed, people think, oh, well, the bank's covering it. No, they're only covering the bank's interest, not
okay.
your interest. So,
Wow, okay,
yeah.
okay. So we want to make sure we have with a great agent, great company, we want to make sure we have the right coverage for contents, whether it's what is it? What is
Actual cash value,
actual
replacement
cash
cost,
value? Uh-huh.
whatever best for you.
Exactly. We want to make sure we have flood insurance and determine whether we want to have, and I'm assuming if you're not in those specific zones, it's a lot cheaper to get flood insurance than if you want to get it if you're in an
Correct,
X zone. Okay, you want to
correct,
make sure you have the right riders or floaters to cover certain items. I
correct.
know, like you said, jewelry, people I guess didn't know that, but if $1,000, that's not going to replace anything,
Nope.
So we want to make sure we have the right coverage for your jewelry, for your artwork, for your expensive, either appliances, TVs, furniture. Take videos. I'm assuming of
Mm-hmm.
these items if you don't have receipts. What else? What else can you tell the people that they should know about that they're not aware of?
Oh, let's see. Well, there's an umbrella coverage.
Okay.
Umbrella is a liability policy that goes above and beyond your auto and homeowner's liability. And if you have assets to protect, it's a good idea to get what's called an umbrella. So it covers you up and above your liability if
Oh,
it got,
okay.
if you got sued.
Oh,
Starting at a
okay.
million, that's a good thing.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's good
Um,
information.
Something else I just thought of, animal liability. If you have an animal, you want to make sure you have
Yes.
animal liability coverage.
Okay.
Some policies don't cover it at all.
Oh, wow. So if you
Yeah,
have like a dog and the dog was to get out and bite someone, would
correct.
that cover it?
It some policies do, some don't, but
Oh,
yeah,
is
you
there
want to make
certain
sure you
type
have
of animals they won't cover? Because you know how I've heard that sometimes if you got certain type of dogs, it
correct.
won't be covered.
I would say definitely on the usually no list is probably um, some of your what they call what's the word I'm looking for? Um,
Well, people can call you or their
yeah, we'll go over
agents.
the list, and it's
Okay.
different from company to company what they'll
Okay.
cover and what they won't.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
you
See,
want to
that's
make
a good
sure that
idea.
specific animal is um,
Okay.
horses. I've seen people with horses. I've seen people.
Wow, yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Wow, okay. Now, and also we want to go over a little bit, you said, mentioned about pool and the liability if somebody was to get hurt. So if somebody
yeah,
has a pool
yeah,
and they have the cage,
yeah.
so they have a door there and it's in the backyard that has a fence.
Hmm.
Now, if somebody was to get into the backyard, get into the cage and drowned or got hurt,
Hmm.
I mean, that's technically still a homeowner's fault?
Well, it's not their fault if everything, if there's no holes in the fence and holes in the screen, and the fence isn't broken. If somebody,
Like breaks
they
in.
need, yeah, they need to call the company, because the policy will respond to that. It's just up to where it's going to go from there.
Okay, okay. Now, if they have a pool gate also, that's also good, good protection?
If you have a pool, you have to have either a screen enclosure or a fence. Otherwise, they will not write the policy.
Okay, okay. So you can
Yeah,
have either or both.
correct. Or both.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Or even
One.
a child,
Yeah,
fence, a thing around the pool is a good thing.
yeah.
But you still have to have at least a 5-foot fence.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time and talking to us about insurance.
Of course.
I definitely want to send you my copy of my policy for you to take a look at it and let me know as far as a coverage.
I would love to do that. Anybody can always go to our website, www.palmbeachquote.net. We also have there a document if they want a quote. All they need to do is just give us some information. It's really easy to do.
Okay.
It shoots back to us, and we will respond with a quote. We'll probably call them, get a little bit more info,
Okay.
introduce ourselves, and get them a quote.
How long does it normally take to get quotes?
We like to get a response. We like to respond within 24 hours.
Okay. Okay.
To give someone a quote. Sometimes we need extra information like mitigations and 4-point inspection.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you. Thank you for bringing that up. I mean, I've heard wind mitigation, 4-point inspections.
Mhm.
What's all that about? If you have a few seconds.
Yeah, well, a 4-point inspection is a document that people need usually when homes are over 40 years old, and that's a real generality. That's usually when we need it, and we have to
Mm-hmm.
have it. That goes into the plumbing. Has it been updated? What's the plumbing made out of? Is it
Mm-hmm.
copper? Is it PVC? Is it leaking? Your hot water heater, do you have a TPR valve? The electrical, there are certain electrical panels that a lot of companies won't cover. So
Okay.
we want to make sure that you have an electrical panel that they will accept. Not all, but some companies. How old is the electrical panel?
Mm-hmm.
Is it in good shape? Then you have, of course, your roof. What
Mm-hmm.
year is that roof? Companies are getting really particular about roof age. Is it shingle? Is it 3-tab shingle? Is it architectural shingle? Is it metal, concrete block? That makes a difference.
Okay.
And then you have your AC and heat, and they want to know how old that unit is, because a lot of older AC units can leak. So they want to make sure everything is newer and in good shape. So that's basically your 4-point, and then 4-point meaning those 4 points. And then the
Mm-hmm.
mitigation is that's for credits on the homeowner's insurance.
Okay.
And that is, again, the roof. How old is the roof? What shape is the roof? How is the roof attached to the structure? We get into roof to wall attachment, things like that. Every answer on that mitigation is part of the discount on the homeowners. And then the last question is about opening protection, which is shutter, basically. So is it impact windows? Is it shutters? Is it roll-ups? Is it wood? What, how old is that? Your opening protection, and does it meet code? And that gives you a big discount on your homeowners, depending what you
So,
have.
so someone would have to get an inspector to do this, to be able to submit the reports to the insurance company.
Yeah, and that really
Okay.
helps if they have that up front, because
Okay.
without that information, unless your home is brand new, let's say 2002 and newer, usually we can do a proper quote without it. But if it's older than that, you really need the mitigation
Okay.
to make sure the quote we're giving you is correct based on your features.
Now, you mentioned discounts. What all can, I'm sure there's probably a lot of different discounts they can probably get. You mentioned the mitigation. How about having fire detectors, alarm system?
Yeah, central, it has to be central burglar, central
Okay.
fire, gated community,
Okay.
um, let's see what else. Sometimes based on the builder, if on the newer homes, the certain builders we give credits for,
Okay.
and sprinkler.
Okay.
Condos especially, if they're sprinklered, we have to get a certificate, but sometimes that's covered too.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and I know on new homes, the Ring Central sometimes, well, some companies will give discounts for that.
Okay. Okay. Wow, that's good information. So, give us your phone number so they can know who they can call also if they want to talk to somebody.
Yep, okay. Our phone number is 561-737-3737.
Oh, wow, that's easy. Okay, wonderful. So I appreciate it. Thank you for taking your time with us, Wendy. I'm going to let people know to give you guys a call or go onto your website again so that this way they can get quotes.
Yep, absolutely. I also have an 800 number for people that are not in the area.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, let me just grab that for you. I don't use it a lot, so it's not the tip of my. It is 866-489-9104.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
So yeah,
So
yeah,
people need insurance quotes or want to go over their current policies, give you a call, go on your website, request a quote, and then this way you guys can help them out.
Several ways to do it. Yep, website, phone call.
Okay.
If they want to text, I can do that too.
Okay.
Whatever works.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much for taking your time and speaking to us. So
of course. I would love to help you guys. Anybody that needs help.
No problem.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Abby. Take care.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.